Welcome back to another Sebastian story. We're back at it again, telling Sebastian's story. This is my sweet boy. We adopted about a little over 2 years ago. He's a Cane Corso Italiano. And what that really means is that he is just a big, strong, flappy pappy that keeps growing, keeps getting stronger. He had an injured paw that we've been working to rehabilitate, and he is just growing up to be the best boy we could have ever hoped for. And so we're very excited. We will be adding to our family in just a few short weeks here. There is a sweet little girl, Cane Corso puppy that needs a home, and she is with her mother weaning as I say this. And so we are letting her continue growing and developing the way she needs to, and then we'll take the reins from there, and this big sweet boy will be ready to have a full-time playmate and be able to pass along everything he's learned and begin, as we've always been saying, having him be, the leader of our pack of rescues. And this is just a sweet little puppy that's going to need a home as well, and thankfully we were able to get a hold of her before she ends up, potentially in a place like Sebastian was. It is the nature of when you have dogs reproducing, they don't just have one at a time. So there's always a puppy out there that needs homes and needs a home, and we will be able to help facilitate that for her. And we'll tell you more about her as the time gets closer here. But for right now, we're just talking about the things that we're doing to prepare our home, and of course our pappy, for bringing in a little sister. So, of course, the most basic is, she is still a puppy, a very small puppy at that. And we need to be very careful because he is such a big, strong, flappy pappy that we'll be able to protect. Because even as well-meaning as Sebastian can be, he's a big horse of a dog, and we certainly don't want him to injure her, or whether by accident or not. I know, sweet boy. I know. You get a little sister. But yeah, so we want to make sure that it is a her. She will be protected and safe at all times, and not have to worry about some accidents happening. So of course she'll, like any Cane Corso, she'll grow up and get much bigger, much quicker. So it won't be very long that we'll have to be on real guard duty, but she'll be coming along just fine. But of course, that also means that as we've seen with how protective he gets over myself and my wife, we know that once he realizes this is my puppy, or how he'll treat it, of course. We know that he was probably going to become extremely protective of her too. So we are working to get the rest of our yard fenced in. Thankfully, most of it already is, so there's not that much work needing to be done. But we want it to be a good contained space for her to run and grow, because we know he'll be running around with her, and we want to make sure that any of the other dogs that are often not on leashes in our neighborhood don't accidentally come strolling in, because it may not go very well for them. So keeping everybody safe is the name of the game. And of course, we've already picked up things like her little pink collar and her little pink leash. And when he saw those, he started sniffing them and got all excited. And I think he knew that they weren't for him, especially considering how small the collar is. So it was very cute to watch. And some little puppy bowls for her to eat out of. And, just like Sebastian, we actually still have his older ones too. And as such, as these big dogs grow, you want to step up the height of the food bowls to make sure that they can eat at the appropriate rate and never have issues. And other things that we're doing to prepare, of course, also making sure our guest room is set up, because as a little tiny puppy, we also need to protect her even at night. Most of the time, he likes to sleep under the blankets and get all snuggled up, but, he does move around and like to flap a good bit, so we've got to make sure that while everybody's asleep, there isn't the chance that he accidentally steps on her or lays down on top of her or something of that nature. It's, seems very simple, but it is a real genuine concern, and we got to make sure that she is safe from even things like that as well. So we will have a little bit of strange sleeping arrangements for a month or two, probably, but again, she's a puppy, and as her breed, she will grow up quite quick, and it won't be very long before she's a size where we don't really have to worry about her as much. So there's at least that positive there. But it's it's just all the things that we have to take into account, because it's not just bringing home a puppy. It's bringing home a puppy with a giant puppy already in the house. And I know we're not too worried about jealousy and things like that. We've had a pretty good balance with our cat Vera, and making sure she stays happy and knows we're always seeking her out, and she's never being replaced, and she's never being ignored, and she will always be loved, just like Sebastian will always be loved, and just like every pappy or animal that comes into our home. It's all about love. We're just trying to take care of some beings out there that need a lot more love than they've been given in their lifetimes. So we know Sebastian's taken to it quite well, so we're very excited to take in this little girl and see how well things go for her too. And it'll be good too since Sebastian had come home, we had gotten him started on always being respectful with food, and of course that's going to be a big issue with feeding time with not one but two dogs in the house. And so it's really great that we had already kind of instilled that in Sebastian. It's a little warm today, and he's panting enough, and I can see the camera shaking back and forth. But that we had already instilled in him that we don't ever want you to be food aggressive. We will feed you. We will always feed you, and we will never keep food from you. That's not a punishment for a dog. That's just cruel. You will always have access to your food, and as such, he's always been kind of a free feeder. He does not normally gobble all of his food in one sitting, and he'll just come back and pick at it as he feels like he needs it. And so we want to make sure that bringing a puppy in, she's going to have a hard time reaching his bowl because it is the higher height. And until she gets to that height as well, it is going to be a little unfair for her, but we just have to, make sure she understands too. We will protect your food too, little girl, that Sebastian's not going to go and eat everybody out of house and home here. He's going to focus on his food and his food only. But, yeah, we were so excited. We cannot wait. Have all these sweet little pappies running around. Buddy, the camera's just going like crazy. It is warm today. We should probably wrap it up. But as always, thank you so very much for watching. We're having a great time telling these stories, and we'll be back again soon with more. Thanks again.